Hello, happy Venus Day, happy Friday. I'm going to get into some mini messages to start your weekend off. If you're interested, you can book a one-on-one session, a full-length session, a mini session at Lee'sHealingHouse.com. Oh, hey y'all. I just started shuffling, so give me a second. Let's tap into the energy of this upcoming week/weekend. Okay, so I just got up from a nap, y'all. I'm going to give you the download that I got when I was sleeping, and then I'm going to give you the download from the cards. Okay, so this is lining up too. The first card that popped out, obstacles and challenges due to what? Your throat chakra being blocked. You could be having some, what's that, irritation? I heard irritation within your relationships, and I don't just mean romantic. And then feeling like you're off your beaten path when it comes to your destiny. So let me tell you what the message was from my dream, because it's really all lining up. Have you ever had an idea for something and you got super excited about it? And for whatever reason, it could be resources. You could feel like you didn't have I'm trying to say resources, respect, feeling like you didn't have the support, just feeling like you didn't have what you needed to get this idea off the ground, right? So what happens when you feel like you got something trapped inside? It could be feeling stifled. So what happened? You kind of shelf this idea and you're like, you know what? I'll return to it when I have what I need to take it where it needs to go, right? But then what happens is when we're called to do something, I don't know about y'all, but I noticed that when I have a calling, when I'm called to do something, no other area of my life moves smoothly. Like I might have some slow progression. I might have like a win here, a win there. But I noticed that all of my other relationships kind of stand still and halt when spirit is really trying to get my attention about something, especially when it has to do with your purpose or your passion. So the message was really like, oh yeah, and this is the second part what happened. So then you could be out or you could meet someone and they start telling you about this amazing idea they have. And it's so similar to your idea. And you're like, dang, you might find yourself relating in a positive way. You might find yourself low-key feeling like, dang, I had that very idea. And like, now my friend's about to do it, or now my coworker's about to do it. And I know that if I were to execute it, nobody would do it the way I'm doing, right? Okay, that's the feeling right there. So now you start having rifts in your relationships. And like, again, this isn't just romantic. This can be work. This can be friendship. This could be family. This very well could be romantic, business, right? And so the message that I got was that when spirit has put a calling on your life, it is your job to answer that calling. A lot of times we sit around and we wait until things add up or things make sense. And you never know, you know what I'm saying? You just got to start with where you are with what you have. It could literally just be an idea, right? I talk about Lee's Healing House all the time. The idea that I have long-term for Lee's Healing House is a center where you can come in. It's a wellness center / multi-purpose facility for the healing arts. Right? That's my long-term goal. But does that mean that I don't tap in and share my insight? Does that mean that I don't share my gifts or my downloads now? No, you have to move. When spirit has placed a purpose on your life, you have to move with where you are, with what you have. Because what's happening is you got this blockage. You got this blockage here. And then it's like, this is all you could think about, right? All because you didn't allow yourself to tap into your calling. And now another thing, then this is something that came to me too. You got to find a way to serve, like 3 things. And this is something that I just started implementing. You got to find a way to serve yourself daily, right? You decide what that looks like. It could be in the way that you create a mindful moment. Hey, maybe you decide no electronics during breakfast. Maybe you decide I'm going on a half-hour walk every day. Maybe you decide that You're going to make it your mission to pamper yourself. Maybe you do a little DIY, facial scrub. These are all things I've done for myself. So these are just examples from real life, right? You got to find a way to serve yourself. You got to find a way to serve spirit, whatever that calling is, right? The way I serve spirit is not the way that you serve spirit. And if you don't know, sit down and just look at your life. Like, sit down with a notebook and really ask yourself, what am I gifted in? What am I always being complimented on, right? What are ways that people give me feedback that I realize, like, dang, nobody really does that like me, right? And then use those gifts in whatever capacity. Sometimes we think ourselves out of the blessing. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start, right? And then, so figure out a way to serve yourself daily. Figure out a way to serve spirit daily. And then figure out a way to serve your community. Your community could be your house. If you got kids, it could be your house. Your community could be, that's pretty literal, your community. So figure that out, right? Figure out a way to use your passions and your purpose to serve self, spirit, and community. And those are the 3 things that came in the download. And I guarantee you, it doesn't have to be some huge, over thought out thing. I look at, I teach at an Academy of the Arts, right? That is a way that I serve my community. I use my acting abilities and I use my leadership abilities. Hello, Sag Rising philosopher, okay? And I use my leadership abilities to help foster a safe space, to help lift up and inspire a community of the youth, right? When I was 17, quite literally, I had an idea of a space of the healing arts that does just that. And so I'm using my God-given talents to uplift my community. I get on here and I share downloads. And even if I'm not doing it on here, I'm doing it in real life, right? And that's my way of serving spirit. If spirit puts a message on my heart, I gotta tap in. I may not always feel like it, but I gotta tap in and deliver that message. And guess what happens if I don't deliver that message? Somebody else, it clockwork, y'all. Some other reader or some other spiritualist influencer, it doesn't matter, will deliver that very message, sometimes not even an hour later. Because guess what? We get our egos involved and it's like, that was my idea. That was my idea. You were just meant to bring it into life. But if you can't answer the calling, best believe spirit is on somebody else's line. Okay? And that's the way it works. So my message to you is, if you're feeling like you're running into obstacles, if you're feeling like your voice is being stifled, if you're feeling like, your relationships, they're just not hitting the same, a lot of times it's not even that. It's the fact that I really encourage you to ask yourself, have I been answering my calling? Have I been serving self in the way that's uplifting, my passion and my purpose and what I need? Have I been serving spirit and whatever that looks like? Have I been serving community? Right? This is, we're pulling up on holiday time. This is often a time where families gather. We have Friendsgivings if you celebrate, if you're into that, and a lot of times it's the part of the season where people really look at their lives and go, dang, where's my community? So if you're one of those people who would stop and kind of have been asking yourself lately, where is my community? I want you to really ask yourself, when is the last time you showed up, right? For your community. When is the last time you showed up as the friend that you desire? If you're desiring healthier communication within your friendships, when's the last time you picked up the phone and made those calls? You want healthier relationships within your family. You want a closer knit family. When's the last time you hit a little FaceTime, send a selfie, just an update like, hey, this is what I'm doing today, thinking about you, right? This is that time of the season where people really get in their feels about community, lack of support, love, and just wanting to be involved. And those are all natural things. I'm not coming down on you, these are all natural things. But one thing that I will encourage you to do, sometimes you may have to be the person to make the call, be the bigger person, whatever that looks like. But if this is something that you're strongly desiring, then I really encourage you to take a look at all of your friendships. And I want you to also look at the time in your most recent history in life, right? Could be a couple months ago, could be a couple weeks ago. And ask, when's the last time I really felt that close-knit like love and support, brotherhood, sisterhood, family, like whatever that is. And then what were you doing at that time that you weren't doing now? For some of you, it's reverse. Some of you are the ones where it's like, Lee, I'm always the person reaching out. I'm always the person saying, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And if that's the case, I want you to go do those things that you love doing with your friends. And I want you to just start doing them by yourself. Because you're going to start meeting people that are just like you. Keep fostering, right? You got to live out loud. Keep fostering the friendships that you desire. Even if it's just you out there by yourself right now. Look at that. Live out loud. Spirit is like, this isn't the time to hold back. Even if you got to be the only one, right? Go out dancing by yourself. I went to a party by myself, y'all, in May. And now I'm in a whole relationship with someone that I met at that party. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. You never know where friendships, lifelong partnerships, or hell, business partnerships, it does not matter. You never know where these relationships can be formed. But you got to be willing to take a risk, and you got to get out of your feels and stop worrying about who's not showing up and who's not doing this. You're liberated. The fact that you have the option to even get up and make moves the way you want to make moves and live the way you want to live. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you even have time to get in your feelings about stuff like this shows like, yo, you're liberated. You're not tied down to nothing. Spirit said if you want it, you could have it. But how bad do you want it? Or do you just want to complain about what you don't have? Okay, let's see. I'm not going to be on here too long because I got some stuff to do. But of course, like I said, I'm going to save this for playback, and you all can book a personal or a mini read on Lee'sHealingHouse.com. All right. If the door is closing, let it close. What's this about, Spirit? I just heard breakups. Oh. We are in that season. Hello, Scorpio season. It's giving big rebirth energy. Okay, so Spirit is saying, listen, who going through it right now? This is definitely that. This is definitely that. Okay, so for those of you who are going through breakups right now, we did pull that liberation card. Okay. For those of you who are going through breakups right now, Spirit is wanting you to know, like, you're not going through it by yourself. And if it feels like, because let me just show you the order in which all of these cards came out, right? You got liberation, but then you immediately got rejoice and celebration. Spirit said, I don't want you to look at this as a breakup. I want you to look at this as a breakthrough, because the signs have been coming to you that it was coming to an end. And I need you to appreciate the experience, because you are now on a path of greater. You are now on a path of greater, and you have the wisdom, the understanding, and the freedom to go be who I really called you to be. That's what I just got. Now you got to choose wisely. You got to decide if you're about to be in your head for the next couple months. Oh my God, it's holiday time. I thought I was about to be in PJs. I just bought this nigga the PJs and he not even around. I've been telling my mom I'm bringing her to Thanksgiving dinner and we done broke up. Spirit said, I need you to remember who you are. You might be going through it mentally, but you're not alone. Right? And this is making sense why all this community and friendship is coming out, because some of you cut off your friendships and your family for this person, and now this person is no longer here. So you're kind of feeling like, what the hell what do I do now? I've got nobody, no shoulder to cry on, because I done cut off my support system over this person who is no longer in my life. I done argued my family down about this person, and now this person is no longer in my life. What the hell do I do now? So if this is resonating with you and this is your story, you just have to own it. You have to own it, and you have to decide like what you're going to give energy to. There's no need to be defensive. Because what I'm hearing is, if you honestly have a conversation with these people and like speak from the heart, own the role that you played, right? Just be fucking for real and sit down with these people. Bumping, hey, spirit, poof, be gone. I don't even know what that means. But if you really sit down with these people and have a conversation genuinely from the heart, admit where you went wrong, admit why you moved the way you move, leave it up to them if they want to be a part of your life. You never know where that conversation could go. But Spirit said, this is not a separation or an ending that we're about to be down the dumps about. You need to get your ass up. You need to get dressed. You need to get cute. You need to remember who the fuck you are. And you need to show up. And I'm going to read you an affirmation from my deck. I am worthy of receiving all that I desire. I thank God in advance for the blessings raining down on me, surrounding me, and on the way. All right? And then I'm going to shuffle and read you another affirmation. You know me. I'm like, listen, what's a breakup, baby? That's a breakthrough. And we're talking about community. This is what this whole reading is about. I surround myself with people who support me with their actions and uplift me with their words. I'm going to say that again. Okay. I surround myself with people who support me with their actions and uplift me with their words. Hey, boo. So again, it may be a little bit uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people you really argue down over this person and now they ain't here. But hey, that's what it's about. As someone who has personally gone through something like that, as someone who has personally gone through that very experience, I will tell you, it might have taken time, but there was nothing better than having my community come back full circle. Right? There was nothing better than getting that support. And for some of these things, it's over, but that's okay. Because like I said, Spirit wants you to go out. Those interests, those hobbies that you didn't do. Some of you shelved your personalities. You shelved who you were for these people, whether it's a relationship or a friendship. You stifled who you are at your core. You stifled who you are at your core because you were trying to appease these people and you weren't pleasing yourself. You weren't pleasing Spirit. You weren't answering the calling of your life. You're free. You're free now. So what you going to do? You going to cry about it? Or are you going to make the choices that you could have made months ago? That first affirmation. I'll find it. And that is the message that I have for you all today. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, just so you know, if you book a mini reading, those are recorded. So I record them and then I send them to you. It's a video recording. I record them and I send them to you. It takes about, details are on the site, but you'll get it between like 3 to 5 days and you'll have it for life. So that's the benefit of doing a mini. And then, not in person. Ooh, Spirit, that's your way of saying I need to do some in-person readings. I love a good in-person read down, okay? But yeah, and then the other ones over the phone. Any other message, Spurs, or anything else you want me to leave the people with? Let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. We talked about that. I'm not going to harp on it. Soul searching will bring your inner peace to many areas of your life. Yeah, be still. Be still. Be still. And let go. You are attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. Y'all better celebrate. Like I said, there's no breakups, only breakthroughs. All right? I love you guys. Have the Friday you deserve. Remember, serve yourself, serve Spirit, and serve your community daily. All right? I will be posting this live.